Gamers, it's your boy LOZA. I'm back. I've been experimenting with those new spells that came out a little while ago, one of them being Duality. We've also got that other one, Darkness is Light, or Light's Darkness, whatever it is. There's clips of that coming up too. So both spells are pretty damn good. I want to say I like Duality more, but they're both good. So basically why I like Duality more is because, well, it's quick play. It's once per turn, which is fine, but the main thing is it's quick play and it doesn't really restrict you. Tribute to Light or Dark, Special Light or Dark, the same original type and level, but a different attribute. So I like it, it's very cool. Now, only summons from hand or extra deck, so, you know, it's going to be extra deck 90% of the time. Then we've got our Shadow's Light, which I do have a couple of combos with, but I think it's strictly worse because it's more a going first card. It's target a dark monster you control, Special Light with the same original type and level, but it's from deck and extra deck, so it's kind of nice too. And then you can banish it during main phase, get an additional normal summon of a Light or Dark. You can only use this card once per turn. No battle phase that turn. The turn you activate either effect, so it's a bit rough. That's why I like this one more. Plus, this card in your grave says target a Light or Dark in grave, shuffle both in a deck, draw one. Oh, sensational. A little bit of draw power. You can't really combo it with Soul Servant or Circle though because it shuffles and then draws, so oh well. Alright, I'm going to show you the first combo. This is my favorite one. I think it's really sick. So it's the standard Rod Souls, which, you know, makes Dragoon. It used to do it through Anaconda, now it has to do it the old-fashioned way, which is Rod searching out Soul Servant to stack Timmy, and Souls just summoning out Dark Magician. Timaeus will send away the Rod, summon itself, activate the effect. Now this is where you can get hand trapped, right? This is where you activate Timaeus effect, your opponent will chain their Imperm, chain their Veiler, and you go, shit, I lose the game now. They can do that, that's fine. You now chain Duality, targeting the Timaeus. It tributes it for cost, even better. So you chain Duality, tributing away Timaeus, bring out the Dragon Knight. What does Dragon Knight identify as? Dark Magician on the field. So from here, even if they've tried to hand trap you, you can still go into your Dragoon. Brilliant. Now you can activate Duality in the graveyard. Oh my god, we're gonna draw. Let's go. So it's just insane. So I just absolutely love this combo. It's the standard DM combo, but this card plays like another copy of Called by the Grave, which we all know is at 1. Like, yeah, you can play Cross Out, but this card can give you OTKs as well as protect your Timaeus effect. Like, hello? Card good? Card good? Now the next replay is just about Timaeus and Duality, but I'm sure you know where it's going. Salvation grabs us Eternal Soul. Boom, send away that Salvation. Timmy can be used with Duality to make Dragon Knight. Now the problem here is, you saw me do it before, the problem here, we've summoned it illegally. What does that mean? That means this Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, cannot be revived from the graveyard. People have been asking me why. In Yu-Gi-Oh, if you do not properly summon a card, like an extra deck card or a ritual, if you don't properly summon it the first time you cheated onto the field, for example, in this scenario, you cannot bring it back from the graveyard. For example, if I cheated out Dragoon by some wacky method similar to this, I would not be able to revive that Dragoon with Monster Reborn because that Dragoon was not summoned properly. It needs to be fusion summoned properly to be able to be revived. So, this Dragon Knight, if it ever leaves the field, I can't get it back with Eternal Soul. I cannot. It sucks. It's the same as when you send Dark Magician the Dragon Knight to the graveyard with Gale Dogra or Nadir's Servant. Yes, you have a card that identifies as Dark Magician in the grave, so it's good for Soul Servant, it's good for Magicalized Fusion because it's DM in grave. However, you cannot summon it back with Eternal Soul. That is so important, so please don't forget that. One cool thing you can do is Duality has that second effect, which you saw in the last replay. You can actually just put the Dark Magician Dragon Knight and the Timaeus back into your decks, or extra deck and deck, and then just draw one. Hopefully you don't draw the Timaeus. I prefer to put back Magician Souls, because I like having the Dragon Knight in the grave just as a Dark Magician name. But let's say you did want to summon it, maybe next turn, you can put it back if you need to, right? You can put it back in the extra deck. I don't think that's the line of play, but it's an option, okay? I like it. Options are good. Alright, one more showcasing Duality for now. There is a couple more. I do love Duality. It kind of gives us OTKs as well. So this one's going to be Rod going into Artemis, just grabbing any card here, summoning out the Fleur, and we're able to Duality the Fleur into a Dragoon straight away. We're able to banish that Duality, get a draw as well. So not only here can we get a Dragoon off Dogma cards, we can also get a free cheeky draw. So you'll notice our hand didn't really go down that much. And we've got to Dragoon. So we've got the Soul Servant to discard for Dragoon Negate, and we've drawn into another Rod for next turn. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. The dilemma here is you've summoned Dragoon without putting Dark Magician in the bin or DMG or anything, right? None of the bricks are in the bin, so you can still just draw them. A bit unfortunate, but I still think this is relevant and it's very cool. Especially since you can take Fleur into the battle phase, right? I didn't even do that. Take Fleur into the battle phase, swing her into something, buffer up to 3k, punch over something, then you can just tag it out for Dragoon, hit for another 3k, right? Sensational. Alright, let's quickly look at Shadow's Light, because I do think there's some cool things with this too, but this is strictly for going first, remember, because we're losing that battle phase. So we're going to Jiaogen's Light on the rod, boom, we get Jiaogen. The end. We just get Jiaogen. It's that simple. I did banish the Shadow's Light to get an additional normal summon, of course, I didn't need it. But that was the thing I could do. I then just activated Jiaogen's effect while discarding one to destroy all special summon monsters. Obviously you wouldn't do that, but I thought it would be funny because I had the extra card to show that I have a Dragoon negate, right, in my hand. Now obviously if Jiaogen's out you can't summon Dragoon, but you'd probably summon your Dragoon beforehand, and then you'd use your Shadow's Light to go into your Jiaogen. Now of course if you're doing the standard Dragoon summoning combo with Rod and Souls, you're going to be sending that Rod to summon out Timaeus, right? So it might not work out as well. But you get what I mean. You can just open Rod and Village and just Shadow's Light and go into Jiaogen and just say, hey, you got no spells and you can't special summon monsters, off you go. And obviously they've got Imperm, they're chilling, but I think that'd be really nice. A very nice control take on DM, especially if you like Spellbook DM. This would be a great addition to Spellbook DM, I feel. Alright, so I've got a little Shadow's Light interaction with Magician's Soul summoning DMG. Now, of course, we're able to make some XZ plays this way. This time we're going into this wonderful card here, level 6 Spellcaster Synchro, which is Knight's End Administrator, which is the Knight's End Sorcerer Synchro, which they gave us years and years later, randomly, and it's not that great. So it is 2300 attack and 14 defense, it's okay. The main thing is the effect's very relevant for the Ishizu meta and the Tier Element meta. So when this card's special summoned, or if another spellcaster is special summoned in the field, hint hint, Eternal Soul Dark Magician, target a card in your opponent's grave, banish it. Beautiful. It's not once per turn. So when this card is special summoned, you get to banish one from your opponent's grave. If another spellcaster is special summoned, and that could be your opponent's too, because, you know, sometimes they'll be playing spellcasters. Or if you just Eternal Soul out DM, you're going to get to banish a card from their grave, which is very helpful in this format. Now, if this card is destroyed by battle, or in the owner's monster zone, destroyed by a card effect, you can target a level 4 spellcaster in grave, level 4 or lower, and special summon it. You can bring your souls back, your rod back. It's not that special, right? A bit of recursion's never bad, but what I like to do with 2 level 6s is, I think you know, we make Naruto, we make Ebon. Ebon says summon our DM. Fantastic. Guess what we can do from here? This can become a Zeus, or you've just got 5k worth of damage plus a banish, and that was all off 2 cards. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty nice. You see the layers of play here? Like, there's so many options. You can dive out and do whatever you like. Like, obviously, I didn't have to make Naruto. You could instead make Beatrice, because we all know Beatrice lets you send a card, and sending a card in DM is good. You can send Soul Servant, banish it, and draw. You can instead send something like DMG or Dark Magician. You should already have DMG in grave from the combo, so send your DM in the grave. Great, now your DM's online. So Beatrice can be a great addition, especially because she'll send on the opponent's turn as well. So it's best on your turn if you send the Soul Servant, banish it, try draw. And then on the opponent's turn, send the DM. Now your Eternal Soul's alive, right? They're ready to go. Alright, similar little interaction of Shadow's Light Magician Souls. This time though, we're going to be summoning the Dark Magician. Here comes that boy. Shadow's Light's going to flop out on him. And look who we've got. The Fortune Lady Every. This is a sick card. It used to wreck Duel Links. Unfortunately, it's not that great in TCG. Now, this card, during every standby phase, you increase its level by 1, and it does gain 400 attack for each level, so it just gets bigger and bigger. Starting at 28, very respectable. But the main thing is when its level increases, you get to banish a face-up monster the opponent controls. So obviously, only if it survives. But here's the second part. During your opponent's end phase, if this card's in the grave, banish one other spellcaster from grave, special summon this card. So it kind of just reoccurs itself over and over. But of course, we've summoned it off the Shadow's Light, so we've cheated it out, meaning it won't get that returning to the field effect, essentially. Unfortunate, isn't it? But I think you know what we're going to do. Oh, I don't actually overlay them, do I? No, I literally don't. That's the end of the replay. Well, you can definitely overlay these into Ebon or any other appropriate XYZ. Your Big Eyes, your Flare Metals, your Draco Sacks, whatever you want. Your rank 7 dot deck can go right here. And I like that. That's cool. Now, of course, you can still banish Shadow's Light, get an additional normal summon this turn. We we haven't even normaled yet, but hey, you'll love to see it. So what's cool about Shadow's Light is you can normal summon Rod once, grab Circle. You can't normal Rod again, because I believe Rod's once per turn, unfortunately. You can only use each effect of Magician's Rod once per turn. I'm not sure if that's a soft or a hard once per turn. I would have to test it. And why don't we do it right now? Alright, we've got the double Rod. I'm pretty sure this won't work, but it's always good to test, right? Because in theory, you would only need to find Dark Magician now, right? We'll go add Circle, and then we'll add Soul Servant, and then we're chilling. So we go, Shadow's Light. Great. Get rid of it, or doesn't get rid of it. That's what the other one does. That's what Duality does. Shadow's Light lets us keep the monster. Now I'd like to go, hey, I want another normal summon. And I'll go, okay, here you go. So we can normal summon it. Can we get the effect? No, it is a hard once per turn. Yeah, I hate to see it. Well, in this case, it does say you can normal a light or a dark. So, here's what I think we should do instead. I'm feeling a bit spicy and trying to make Chronicle Sorceress viable to some extent. Obviously, it's not that great, but I thought, hey, let's try a little wacky combo, see what I can come up with. We probably want Soul Servant here. I'm not actually sure if it matters too much. Maybe even the Salvation, just a bit safer. Let's go for that. Then we're going to be able to activate our Shadow's Light. Now, normally we'll be summoning out Jargon, which is very oppressive and floodgatey. Still a very good option, but I thought, let's try a little combo. Let's go for a Tuner Light Spellcaster, the Minerva Light Sworn card. Then we're going to sync that away. I don't know why I put it up there, but I did. This card is sent from hand or deck to graveyard. I thought it was field. Well, I was hoping to get some mills off that. That could be DM cards, but that's okay. It's not always how it be. Alright, bring out the Chronicle Sorcerer, and we'll activate her effect. We're able to select Dark Magician because we have Rod Engrave, and I think we're just going to be milling that Dark Magician to the grave. Now we're going to go for Baron de Fleur. Now we'll get a cheeky little draw here off the Coral Dragon. So I probably should have activated the Salvation first, just so I don't draw the Eternal Soul, but it's a pretty good draw. Pretty good draw indeed. I don't think this gets far enough. Like, that was 3 cards and we didn't really get anywhere. But I thought it was neat to experiment. It just goes to show that Chronicle Sorceress is just not that great. I still think Shadow's Light is pretty good. Alright, this time we're going to be showcasing Duality as like an OTK kind of card. You'll see the villagers in the hand. They're just representing like an additional card that would be in your hand. So 6 card hand because you're playing second. Villagers can be anything. Rod's going to add secrets, that's super important. Illusion of Chaos is going to grab souls and put one of the random villagers back on top, so any other card. Summon our DM, go to the battle phase, hit, that should be 4,100 damage. Secrets, boom, fuse into Master of Chaos, bring back the DM with Master of Chaos, that's another 5,500 damage. You've already killed your opponent here if they had nothing. Then we can Duality out into this beautiful Draco Crown boy, Mysterion the Dragon Crown, sorry, and he's just going to hit for another 3k while also being negate. So all up, that's oodles of damage. You can basically hit through a 3k monster and win. If you have Circle, it's even better, because Circle will obviously banish something on the field too when you summon that DM, pretty nice. DM normally can't OTK, so that's why I'm showing these off. Like, people won't expect you to kill them in one turn with Dark Magician, so it's super sick that we can kind of do stuff like this sometimes with a little help from Duality or weird spells like that. So here's the Chronicle Magician coming out. Just wanted to point out that this Fenrir, Unicorn, the Kashtira Unicorn, that could be Tenyi Vishuddha, right? That could be just Tenyi Vishuddha. It's just a level 7 that summons itself for free. There's a couple of cards that do that are generic. So anything like that's appropriate. So basically we've overlaid the Chronicle because it summons in defense and it buffs up DM to 5k. We've summoned the Chronicle and we've summoned with the Kashtira first, right? And we're just going to overlay the Chronicle on the Kashtira because, well, Chronicle can't attack because it's in defense mode and the Kashtira is pretty irrelevant. Probably should have detached the Kashtira here in case we play more Kashtira Core, but it doesn't really matter. Then we've buffed up the DM. Ebon effect, obviously detaching to grab another DM. Now let's see how much damage we can do, right? So off the bat, this is already 10k damage, which is very nice for DM once again. But then we're able to tag out into this beautiful Chad once again for another 2-8 on top of that. So all up 12k damage, 12,800 damage. For DM, it's really nice. It's no Numeron, but it's really nice. Alright, if you stuck around till the end, you are a Giga Chad. You get the best combo last. This is one of my favorite cards in the Dark Magician archetype, and I'm so sad we haven't got a retrain or reprint of it, like where it's playable. We're going to summon out the Visa Starfrost. I'm just putting some cards on the opponent's field for this to be a little more relevant. So they've got Sigma. That's the other thing. Visa Starfrost seems like a really cool card that can help us make Sigma. Remember, this wins the Flunder matchup, so Flunder's annoying as shit. I don't think it wins too many other matchups, but it beats Flunders for us, so keep that in mind. Visa Starfrost, good card. You could also use Ready Fusion and just summon out that big tuner, the best monster of 2017, and sync that with Magician Soul summoning out Dark Magician for Sigma. So, a couple of ways you can make Sigma, it's very oppressive, but that's not the part of the combo that's cool. I'm going to show this combo outing Sigma and just being Giga Chad in general. I'll just activated Circle because of the mail. Alright, here we go. Normal summon Rod. Doesn't matter what we add, the card's irrelevant. Visa Starfrost gets rid of Rod to bring itself out. Duality. Dark Flare Knight. We can go straight into this because of the Dark Warrior, so thank you Duality for bringing this great interaction. So we've got the Dark Flare Knight here, my favorite DM card. I love this artwork, I love everything about it. Fusion of Joey and Yugi's monster, and it's not Dragoon. It's the OG, you could say. Look at this artwork, like black and red with a flaming sword. Mwah. I'm sad this card sucks and there's no retrain yet, but that's alright. So it kills itself in battle to summon out the Mirage Knight from deck, another card that should be just in the extra deck, but whatever. Out comes Mirage Knight, the bricky is brick, and it just says, during damage calc, you get to gain attack equal to the opponent's monster's attack. So even though this is unaffected, he doesn't care. Mirage Knight and his big banana scythe say, fuck you, idiot. I'm just doing a bunch of random stuff like banishing Duality to get draws, banishing Soul Summon to get draws, and then linking into Dark because he's gonna leave the field anyway. But yeah, what a cool card. I love Mirage Knight, I love Dark Flare Knight. I wish this was more playable, or there's like retrains of them where they're extra deck cards later or something like that. That would be amazing, but you know, they probably won't do that. They'll probably just be like, here's a fusion of Dark Magician and Beaver Warrior, enjoy. So I'd actually like that, that would be cool. Or Celtic Guardian or Summon Skull, anything like that. Blue Eyes, give me Blue Eyes Dark Magician fusion. Anyway, if you made it this far in the video, thank you very much. I've been putting a lot of effort into crafting some new DM ideas, but I think what I need to do next is just make a strong and consistent Dark Magician deck for locals and like going to tournament play, which I haven't done in a while, like the most competitive build I can make. Obviously this format is complete arse for the deck, like the deck is struggling as it is and this format is not helping at all, but I'm going to see if I can find a way to just cheese the deck through. It might just be oodles of ref and super poly, maybe even brand of fusion. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to sit down, I'm going to lab it, I'm going to talk to people about it. Maybe the DM Discord. If you're not in the DM Discord, please go and join it. And we're just going to figure this out, you know. Even if it's not viable, we're going to at least have something fun to do until the next format rolls around. Losing mine was big, losing Anaconda was big. It's a grim time, but we're DM duelists and we're going to make it work. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe and I'll catch you very soon. See ya.